report, and it caused the whole congregation to lift up their voice and weep and grumble and complain against God. If you're going through that season where it is God is asking you to do things that you may feel like, God, why do I have to do this? I'm not the one who has stepped outside of my marriage. I am not the one who has done these things that are contrary to who you are. Why are you asking me to do these things? I'm asking you to be very careful about how it is you're approaching the Lord in the way that you are weeping out to Him, because there are two different types of weeping. And I saw it very clearly when I looked at Numbers 14. If you read Numbers 14, the first verse, it says, "And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night." But in verse 2, it says, "And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, Would God that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would God we had died in this wilderness?" And I was asking the Lord, if we look at Job, we realize that Job, he wept before the Lord as well. And we know that the scripture says that God is near to the brokenhearted. He binds up their wounds. He dries their tears. So what was the difference between the weeping that the Israelites did in Numbers versus the weeping that we may do? Weeping may last for a night and joy cometh in the morning. What's the difference? And that's why he showed me in verse 2, they were grumbling and complaining. And they weren't only just grumbling and complaining to Moses and about Moses and Aaron, but on the process, who was leading them, but also they were grumbling against God. Because remember, they said, "Would God that we had died in the wilderness, or we had just stayed in Egypt." So because they saw the giants, and they realized that, okay, we have to face this battle before we see the promises of God. It's like they forgot completely everything that God had done for them in the wilderness, and all they saw were the problems that they had to face, the problems that they had to battle to get to the promises. So when it is you're looking at the restoration of your marriage, yes, God is saying that He is going to restore your marriage. Yes, He desires to do a good work, but do not despise the plans and the ways, the methods that God is using you, or God is allowing you to go through to get to the promises that He has given unto you.